Ah, this is the Ashish and Ryan Sports and Political Podcast. Very fun today. Big sports day. News after news after news, headline after headline. Game 4, possibly the end of an era in the Eastern Conference. Possibly a shift of power, a balance of power in the Eastern and in the Western Conference in the making after this season. However, there's still a lot of stuff to talk about regarding football and a lot of football news. Right, the big headline today, T.O. isn't going to go to the Hall of Fame ceremony. Alright, look. This is what Terrell Owens said, quote, "I am so grateful for all the support of my family, friends, and certainly my fans, for all of the support my family, friends, and certainly my fans have shown me throughout my entire career in the National Football League. When it was announced that I was going to be inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, the response received from my fans was overwhelming, and I am truly humbled. I am honored to be included among this group of fellow inducted individuals." Excuse me. While I am incredibly appreciative of this opportunity, I have made the decision to publicly decline my invitation to attend the induction ceremony in Canton. I have already shared this information with the Hall. Alright, good move on his part. After visiting Canton early... Now, this is a very important statement in this entire statement, in this entire letter, I guess, penned to the public by someone probably that works for Terrell Owens, because he's an off-the-cuff guy. I'm not denying that he'd be smart enough to write something like this, but he's an off-the-cuff guy. If he were to come out publicly and say something stupid would have probably been done. I'm not saying he's a stupid person. He is, just as a personality, the type of guy that gets upset, that gets incredibly emotional, that is vindictive. We know this. The many tweets, the making of the own gold jacket, the coming on First Take and Undisputed, and all these shows that everybody watches, and moaning and whining about the process. That's who this guy is. He would have done something extremely irrational, extremely emotional, if he were to come out publicly and talk. Alright, let me continue with the statement. This is the most important line that I found. After visiting Canton earlier this year, I came to a realization that I wish to celebrate what will be one of the most memorable days of my life elsewhere. Okay, he thanks his former teams. He thanks all the past, former, future, present inductees. He does all the stuff that you need to do to cover your bases. Again, I'm going to read to you this sentence in the statement. I'm going to read to you what this says. After visiting Canton earlier this year, I came to the realization, alright, that I wish to celebrate what will be one of the most memorable days of my life elsewhere. You do realize what he is saying here, right? Terrell Owens, this move in itself is incredibly vindictive. Okay, he is a notoriously bad teammate. Circa, look at what he did on the Dallas Star. Look at what he did with Donovan McNabb, what he did in Dallas. Terrell Owens, I think this is one of the most famous outbursts I've seen from him. You don't want me, now I'm here. They love to hate me. Those are the iconic Terrell Owens. You associate those with him, with his sideline outbursts. Those are the lines that you associate with Terrell Owens. Based on his character, let me tell you what this means. I was in Canton, okay? I went in the Hall of Fame. I looked at all these dudes that are worse than I am. I am the second greatest receiver in the history of the sport. I am one of the top players in the history of the sport ever. I am one of the top 10%ers of the top 1%. He believes he is cream of the crop, and his talent and his numbers won't deny that. He believes he is cream of the crop, NFL, talent, player, consistency, ever. Top. He believes, I assume, he is in the top 10% of all the Hall of Famers. Not of all the NFL players, obviously. Of all the Hall of Famers, I believe he thinks he is in the top 10%, if not higher, if you were to rank those 310 Hall of Famers top to bottom. I truly believe that. Well, you know what he is saying here? There's about 280 guys that I am better than, that I put up more numbers than, that I am more talented than, and I came in on a third ballot. I waited 2 years to get in. I'm not a first ballot Hall of Famer. I'm the second greatest receiver ever. Oh man, you know what's the credibility of this place, man? Don't give him anything. They don't deserve me. I'm Terrell Owens. See, this is why you didn't get put in the hall. Now everyone's gonna say he's petty, he's vindictive, he's arrogant. Yeah, that's all true. But you know, the crazy thing is, and this is so like T.O., and I don't think anyone's noticed this. He reveals it in the statement. He reveals it in the game. He reveals it in the sideline outbursts. Every receiver believes they are divas or act like divas. Okay, because they've always wanted quarterback cash. Always wanted quarterback cash. No receiver is not a diva, and it is primarily because of that reason. They don't get the recognition, they don't get the money that a quarterback does. And that's justified because without a quarterback, the offense doesn't run. This isn't 1910s single wing type offense. This is actual offense. But anyway, you know, he reveals it right there, at least Antonio Brown, right, or Jerry Rice. Antonio Brown to a lesser extent. You saw the outburst on the sideline, but he hides it for the most part. Julio Jones. Who else can I say? Jerry Rice, greatest receiver in the history of the sport. They never showed that in terms of that was their legacy, that was their character. Competitive character, that's what you are. Terrell Owens has not played football for 10 years. Dude, I mean, seriously, man. He says it right there. I came to the realization while in Canton that I'm not going to come back here for the Hall of Fame ceremony. Forget about the disrespect to everyone who loves you, who deserves credit. Forget about the disrespect to the other Hall of Famers. Forget about that. Okay? Think of it this way. He is revealing the reason why people left him out. He reveals that exact reason. He is literally telling you in that particular statement, that single sentence in that statement shows you not only did he prove them right, forget about his announcement being disrespectful. Forget about his announcement for being irresponsible. The sentence within the announcement literally confirms every single detail, every single rumor, every single knock on Terrell Owens and why he wasn't put in the Hall of Fame before. Even speaking of arrogance, man, don't be stupid. Really, just don't be stupid and put that out there. At least if you're gonna do this, speculate that it's more of a private thing and that you don't want it to be a public thing. You are literally telling them what went behind your thought process of not going to your own ceremony. You are literally telling them you voting certain people in before I did is why I'm not going. I mean, obviously, everyone knew this would be why, even if you didn't put that sentence out there. But the fact that you did shows that you're arrogant, shows that you're vindictive, shows that you're frankly sad. You're upset that you haven't gotten the validation that you think you deserve. But at the same time, you're just downright stupid, man. Because you have literally confirmed with that one statement. It'd be another thing if he just decided to make it private. okay, and said, look, I don't want to be inducted, but I'll go watch the other guys. Look, this is just downright stupid. You are literally revealing your arrogance by your own doing, on your own accord. He had to have some part in making this statement, right? Man, Terrell Owens, you are a stupid person if you're gonna write something like this. And the amazing thing about this is, he was in front of the media a day before this happened. Okay? Offer some type of explanation. Say something. Skip and Shannon. 200,000 viewers. The Herd. Millions of people downloading the podcast, listening on SiriusXM, watching the program on television. Big social media following for both programs. You are on both programs for an extended period of time. You obviously have made this decision prior to you coming on those shows. I sincerely don't believe that he came to LA after visiting Canton and reflecting on such short notice, or that he left LA immediately after doing media appearances, went to Canton, reflected, wrote a statement along with one of his media people, drafted, rewrote, wrote the statement, put it out there within 24 hours. I mean, seriously, man. This is just stupidity. For him not to offer any explanation on television, on national radio. He had every single platform where people couldn't misconstrue. They would have his words with the context straight up. He puts out an arbitrary statement for idiots like me to dissect. Really, it's about the optics, always, right? Even if you're going to do something like this, and even if it's your primary motivation, please explain why. Save face, man. You couldn't possibly have made this decision like this. You could not have possibly done that. This had to be premeditated. Look at the statement, unless he's lying here. After visiting Canton earlier this year, I came to the realization. He has been thinking about this for months. He may have made this decision months prior. If you want to control the narrative, literally make the narrative. Say the quotes. Put them in context. Don't put out these arbitrary, generally encompassing statements that everyone tries to dissect. Just clearly say, okay, why in the world you're missing this opportunity of a lifetime. Give your reasoning for it. And give the evidence or the reasoning behind the reasoning, if you understand what that means. More than his arrogance, more than his vindictiveness, it just shows his lack of forethought, his lack of planning, his just downright stupidity when dealing with this. And it proves, okay, why they left him out. His stupidity here. Excellent football mind. Okay, excellent businessman. Fine. But he does not know how to deal with the media. And if you don't know how to do that, leave the thing to someone else. And if you're going to do it, be honest about it. Tell them why. Everyone wants to know why. Everyone's assuming the why, which is killing your character. Your character is being assassinated right now because you haven't, in your own words, given a why. If you gave a reason, if you gave a why with your own words, no one can refute the tape, no one can delete the tape. No one can let go of the tape. It is there for eternity. It can't be misconstrued. You have the moment to control the narrative. Finally, you have the moment to control the narrative. After so many people are making reports about you being a bad teammate. No one can verify, but no one can unverify those either. You finally have the ball in your court. It's not about what anyone else feels. It is just about what you feel. All you have to do is say what you think, what you believe, and you'll be fine. You have the opportunity with all the control. He was on 2 shows consecutively on Fox Sports 1. I saw both appearances for myself. This is just stupid, man. Just downright stupid. Anyway, the Brian Colangelo stuff, that's coming up next. By the way, Game 4 tonight, it's going to be fun. Yeah, I mean, I'll say this in the sense of, you know, I'll say this in the sense of this final series. I've hated it because it's not been fun. If it was competitive, it would really be fun for me. But it's just not been fun. I'll watch it. Hopefully LeBron pulls one out. But not many people are. This is going to be one of the worst rated games in finals history. Anyway, coming up next, the Brian Colangelo stuff. LeBron sweepstakes, where I would go if I were him. And why I think the analysis on this has just been downright stupid. All that is coming up next on the Ashish Sports and Political Podcast. Coming to you live from Hilliard, Ohio. Summertime, not great weather in the Hilliard. But it's great to be. It's great to be here. Summertime, NBA Finals. It's fun. It's almost over. The NBA Finals are. But it's been fun. The first game. Until J.R. Smith. You know. After that, it wasn't fun. But I hope you guys can enjoy your summer. Summer baseball. NBA free agency. Lots of things to come after this. But let's hope they can extend it a game. And maybe, just maybe, Yankees, Red Sox, 2004, ALCS. All that, Brian Colangelo, LeBron sweepstakes coming up next on the Ashish and Ryan Sports and Political Podcast. All right.